Games, board games, board games. I might be talking about illustrations I've done for board games, but I'm not gonna shout. Also, I'll be talking through a turn of photosynthesis, so maybe you can learn what goes on through my mind. I'm not able to rewind, but actually, maybe I am. I'm not going to rewind, but that's the show, that's what to expect. Hi, hello, let's get going and let's not get wrecked. Oh, good morning, good afternoon, good whatever it is, wherever you are, 10 a.m. is UK time for Bezzy Beats and Board Game Leather. And the first thing, and hello, Dina, it is lovely to see you. Are you in England just now? Are you in the UK? What are you up to? Are you still seeing Alex? And yes, I'm going to today be showing some seriously surreal art. This was meant to be absurdly abstract creatures, but someone on Twitter, in fact, N20 Games, pointed out that it's not really abstract because you can clearly tell that they're meant to be creatures. So they said they were more surreal, and frankly, that means that I can call this the seriously surreal creatures, and next year will be the absurdly abstract creatures. Just got home. Yes, I did. 100%. That actually brings me to recent highlights, living life and seeing the sights, recent highlights, playing games and other delights, recent highlights. So yes, the April Fool's stream, which was actually totally genuine this year, which was me just announcing a ridiculous number of games, a game about absurdly abstract creatures and trying to identify them after some mixed noises, is a game that I was planning to make. And let me show you the first drawing that I did. So this is the first drawing that I did, and I tried to make it kind of abstract. I was trying to be like, hey, let's not worry about exactly where things are positioned let and but it's still very representational. I mean, yeah, it's kind of abstract, but then so I've done these things. I mean, this one, it's more about where the things are as a geometric, visual, aesthetic design, rather than how would this work as an animal. And like, these mouths in each other, like they don't really work. I've worried less about how the bodies fit together and more about just how it looks. And so these are my creatures. I'm using these big paint markers. They're really cool. They get like really opaque colors, and then you can literally paint on top of other colors, which I quite like. I'm also using other less opaque markers for some softer things, but hopefully these do inspire some noises, and that's up what I'm hoping. Thank you very much, Dina. I really appreciate that. Most all of these creatures so far do have three mouths. I'm actually quite proud of this one. This is just after I decided that it would be surreal, and I'm like, okay, let's lean into that. And with the tongues literally tied. Well, they're not actually tied together. They're just kind of the two tongues are crossing. I mean, I'm not sure what's going on. That would be like I don't know. Yeah. And they're kind of in pairs. So the idea is that these two would be on the different sides of the same card. So these two are never going to be seen together. Because they're kind of too similar. I mean, even though this one's unhappy and this one's clearly happy, but yeah, I've got some creature with a random bow on it. Some that's just I don't know whether that's just going to go. Ah! Maybe it's operatic. I don't know. You, like that's the whole point. If I tell you all the sounds, then like that's removing your ability. Like I don't know how I feel about this one. Like I hope that it comes across that those are meant to be mouths. Um, but at the same time, I mean, they were meant to be surreal, or originally they were meant to be abstract. So if it's not totally clear to our mouths, then maybe that's okay. Um, but yeah, I think that seriously surreal is definitely a better word. And next year, maybe I'll make something that doesn't even really look like creatures at all. And I do like the ones where it's just kind of this block of color and then mouths and things that have kind of been stuck onto it. I mean, clearly not stuck, painted on, but you know what I mean. Um, it's not okay. So this one, I was inspired very much by AI art and thinking, you know what? Quite often they've got 6 fingers or 6 toes. Why stop there? Let's go for 7 fingers, or like let's go for more fingers and toes. And so yeah, um, and yeah, hopefully these things do elicit some sorts of emotion. And then finally, the ones that I was colouring in this morning so far, they are a bit pink. I'm worried that these two maybe look too similar. I mean, they look quite different. I think that they look like they're making different noises, but just, yeah, just the colouring of them really is dissimilar a bit. But yeah, I went different with this one, which is a giant screaming mouth with 2 eyes on the side. That's what I imagined this creature sounding like. So that was my definitely the big thing that I did yesterday. I've got a ridiculous amount of art still to do, and I'm hoping to see a friend. But yeah, I'm also feeling a bit queasy, and we'll see how that works. What else? Oh yeah, yesterday. Don't know if I can really call this a highlight. Got all the hair ripped out my face, so yeah, haven't shaved for yeah over just about a week now, but it's all looking fresh because yeah, it's all been waxed, which is the most painful thing ever. I mean, it's definitely more painful than the genitals, but yes. Um, what else to say? What else to say? Um, Walking around as in the evening as the sun was setting, that was a beautiful thing. And yeah, just the cycling to the place. And even though it is really painful, afterwards I was given this lovely kind of massage. And I was just like, oh, after all that pain, now I'm kind of, yeah, feeling a wee bit better. So let's talk about brilliant thing. Brilliant thing. It's a little thing which is brilliant. I think that yeah, being pampered, having someone lavish time on you. I mean, that is, I think, one of my love languages for sure. Like for me, um, definitely, if we look at love languages, for me, touch and quality time are definitely up there. I would say that for me, gifts are like down at the bottom, but like just obviously it's different like when it's like a salon type experience, but having someone do a facial massage or whatever, I mean, it just feels really nice. And also the other thing I want to say is just yeah, cycling, making sure to take time out and walk around when it's evening. That is pretty much everything. If you've got any questions or comments, please do chuck them in. I am interested to hear what you're generally thinking about and what you've got going on. And let me, where is, I was going to take one turn in photosynthesis, and I will say that photosynthesis I've played quite not loads, but I'm still undefeated on 2 player. I've lost a few 3 player games, but I'm still undefeated 2 player. So let me show you a screen where someone's actually playing very well and might be the first person to beat me. We will see. Um, so what's going on here? Um, this it so this is a 4 round game heavy shadow. And for those who don't know photosynthesis, it's all about the size of the trees. And so this 2 size tree casts 2 shadow going down that way, and then it blocks anything size 2 or 1. 3 shadow block size 3 or less, um, and so forth. So this 1 size tree only blocks 1 space, and also if there were a bigger tree, 2 or 3, then it wouldn't be blocked anyway. It's all fairly intuitive, I would say. And last round, I got 10 light. My opponent got 8 light. That's a good start. I'm thinking, okay, is it worth me making this one? Because the obvious move for me is increase this, and because that cost me 4, but I'm going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, potentially 5 light out of it. So I am going to reap my returns, and actually being able to store a little bit light for later on is a core part of the game, because as it gets into the late game, you're going to start. Yeah, I'm still doing well at board game arena at photosynthesis. Um, I'm number 5 out of everyone. I was number 4 for a brief period, but yeah. This is a tournament where it's a knockout tournament, and this is the second round. And so, yes, this is the key decision. I think there's 2 possibilities. Firstly, I am going to plant this big tree. There's no downside. Now is the final round. I should be making medium trees into big trees, and then turning those big trees into points, and then turning more medium trees into big trees, and so forth and so forth. So next turn, the light's going to go this way. So 1, 2, 3. That blue tree will be not blocking this. I could increase this, which would be nice. I could also increase this one, which would then let me potentially, here's this might be a very, very tight game. As you can see, my opponent's already on 68 points. I'm only on 52. So I am thinking the the choice is between doing this one and getting the points potentially before my opponent gets that one, which might eke out 1 point advantage, or the alternative is to go here and yeah. How much light am I going to get next turn? I'm going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I'm going to get 14 light. So once I've spent this 8 on this, I'm not going to go over. I am going to build up here just because that might potentially be nice in a little race. Okay, I'll end the turn there. It does, however, mean now that, and what I like about 2-player games of photosynthesis is that you kind of, oh, you have a wonderful day too, Dina. Lots of love. Have a wonderful day. Mwah, mwah. So next turn, when the light goes up and to the left, these 2 trees are going to be blocking each other. So I clearly need to cut one of them down right now. I mean, let's see what happens. Does this... Oh, yeah, 19 goes down to 18. Okay, great. So the standard procedure. Take that. Now, I've got 12 lights. Planting that would cost 6. Planting that would cost 8. I just do not have enough light for both. So which is the priority? I think I could be mean And of course I want to be mean, because here I'm going to be getting in the way of their light unless they grow up to 3, which they probably will do, but I'm basically forcing them to spend all of their light doing that, and I feel slightly clever about it. Wahahaha. Also, it means that then next turn, if I cut down my 3 and replant a 3, then I'm using 1 less light because now it's going to come from here. So that will be nice. So now I am thinking, okay, how much light will I be getting next turn? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I'll go up to 17. That's fine. I'm not over the limit. And are my trees going to be doing stuff? I mean, maybe I shouldn't have done that one. Maybe I should have done that one. Because, yeah. Although, no, this one will be getting more light more often. So yeah, I think I'm going to stick with this one. Let's intern. And yeah, so I'm just 3 points ahead. My opponent does have less stuff on the table. A 3, 2, 1, what? A 3, 2, 2, 1. I've got a 3, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1. That feels like a slightly stronger position. My opponent does have a 2 in the reserve for some reason. I've got 1 for some reason. I mean, there wasn't. That feels like a big waste. I made a mistake at some point. I should not have had this tree. I feel like I've wasted 2 light points across the thing, but that's fine. Anyway, today is going to be a quick show because I've got to get back to doing art. So my question of the day is, do you have a favorite color? So I'm going to say, yeah, actually, you know what? Do you have a favorite 2-color combo? And actually, I'm going to surprise you all. I'm going to say this kind of pink and a sort of greenish, because I think that those 2 colors do work really well. Like, look, red and black, they work brilliantly, and I think obviously wearing red is the good color, and like red and purple or red and green or red and yellow works really well. But yeah, I think that a variety of things, and I want to try and get as much variety as I can in these things. So I'm excited to carry on with this, and I hope that ultimately it becomes something that people inspires people to make noises. Oh, my opponent just oof. Should I make the final move? So my opponent just made their moves. So then they ended up getting just 2 from photosynthesis, and I've got 12. So I've got a big advantage, I feel. I think this is where I'm going to start doing better. Yeah, I've got 18, so I can pay the 12 plus the 4 plus the 2 to increase. That seems like a viable thing. It's going to go up here, so that one will be blocked unless I increase the size. So let's increase this one to a 3. That's actually only cost me 11 because boom. So how many turns are left? 4, 5, 6, 3 turns. So if I turn this into a 2, is that going to actually develop into a fully grown tree? That's my question. Or do I just forget about it? 2, 3, and then stop. So yeah, it could in theory still go to a fully developed tree. I think let's actually grow this one with a view to growing it even bigger next turn, so that I get more light on the turn off after the next turn. Or I could have blocked that one. Wait a minute. Do I want to be evil? Because how much are they going to get? They're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that would be enough to grow that to a 3. So that might, yeah. You know what? I'm not going to be able to block. I'm going to do exactly what I did. Take that, put that there. But it would be much better to put the 2 up here just to block them. In your face. Mwahaha. That is what I am all about. Blocking my opponents. And you can see I got 13 from photosynthesis. My opponent's only gotten 3. I am starting to take the lead finally. I've got 14 lights to play with. I'm going to... Next turn, the light's coming this way, and then it's going to go that way. And then that will be the last turn. So... Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So maybe I should actually just... Yeah. Increase this one. Does that work? Yeah. Let's see if that would be 8 plus 6. Is that a viable thing? I think I can give it a go. And also, by doing this, then suddenly their tree is in shade, which means that they can't grow it further than a 1, which means that this one's definitely going to get light next turn, which means now I'm going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, which will be enough to turn to 12 is the magic number. 12 is enough to cut it down, spend 5 to re-get it, spend 3 to turn something into a medium into a big tree, and then in my final turn I'll be cutting down 2, and hopefully so I'll be cutting down 3 more trees in the game, and hopefully my opponent might only cut down 2 at most. But yes, we will see that. I'm feeling, very good about that game. Yet another stop. Oh my gosh, I am so evil, I feel bad. But yes, that is the game. And that's photosynthesis. I am still undefeated 2-player. If you want to challenge me, then please do. But yes, lots of love. At this point, question of the day. Here's a little question before we go on away. My question of the day, talking about trees. Do you prefer perennial tree? Like, do you prefer evergreens, or do you prefer the non-evergreens? I can't remember what they're called. I actually really like non-evergreens. I mean, there's something nice about in winter having the holly tree be there, but I like things changing. I like seeing the passage of time. So for me, I'm all about the cherry blossoms. Do you have a favorite tree? Like, I'm all about the ones with like the leaves, but like cherry blossoms. If I had to pick one, yeah. Over to you. What's up to you? You can share botany if you want to. Seeing friends, drawing. That's what I'm doing. Lots of love, and if there's anything you want to do, something that you need to do, please share. I promise I care. Recap and wrap up before we finish up. So to recap and wrap up, I've done a lot of art. As you can see, there's a lot to still be done. I mean, I think I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've only done 20. I've only done 27 pictures, and I need to do like 80-ish total. So still quite a lot to go. These will be finished late tonight. And yeah. I am still undefeated at photosynthesis, and I'll report back after this knockout tournament to see how I get on. But lots of love, share, spread the word, and thank you everyone. And I'm Stuffed by Bez. And for now, the only thing left to say is bye, 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 bye. This is a goodbye song. Bye, 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 bye. Thank you for watching along. Bye, 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 bye. This is the end of the show. Bye, 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 bye. And now it's time to go. Bye, 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 bye. This goodbye song. Bye, 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 bye. Thank you for watching along. Bye, 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 bye. This is the end of the show. Bye, 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 bye. And now it's time to go. Bye, bye, everyone. Bye, bye. Bye, bye.